Well, good afternoon. It is April 20th, and you are at the weekly On Fire meeting. And we're so glad that you're here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle, and I'm going to be co-leading with Amy Krynicki this week. And hopefully we're going to lift some other voices as well. And our training today is going to be on the scholarship and how to really what it even is and how to get there and what steps to go through. And we're going to go over all of that. So I'm going to have Amy lead us. First off, we're going to do a little celebrating. And if you don't,
I think Michelle might have froze, so I can just take over, Michelle.
One of your teammates called and you know.
Michelle, you kind of cut out there, but I think we get the gist. Thank you for coming, everybody. I just wanted to take a minute to kind of ground us into this space. So if you have the capacity, I saw someone was driving, but if you are not driving, if you can maybe close your eyes and just take a couple deep breaths and let go of any of these distractions that we were in the middle of. So just take a big deep breath, hold it in at the top for a couple seconds, and release. And make sure we mute when we come in. Take another deep breath. And I want you to breathe in your inspiration for this, your purpose, why you're doing this business, why you're here. I think most of us are doing this out of service. So maybe put your hand on your heart and remember why we show up for ourselves and for others. Cool. You just shake it out. Shake out everything you have and just be present. Be present with us today. So thank you for showing up, and thank yourself for showing up for you. All right, let's get into some celebrations. Does anyone have anything to celebrate? Someone on their team they would like to shout out? I'd like to shout out Scott. I know he's here. I see him showing up. I know he's going through a lot of life changes, and he's still showing up, doing the trainings, doing the things. Just wanted to say I appreciate you, Scott.
I'm going to say I got a new brand partner. I'm really excited. And he's like so excited. His name is Gage. He wasn't able to come today, but very, very excited. We're going to do some, booths together. So it's yay.
Congratulations, Shannon. Live events are so much fun and there's a lot of prosperity there. So I'm very excited for you and congratulations. You're somebody that shows up over and over and over again, and you're one of the team's biggest cheerleaders. So really acknowledging you and lifting you up. And thank you for your presence always.
I'll shout out Missy. I see her on the call today. And Missy has she's been just really consistent showing up and plugging in, and she brought a great connect call today. So really excited to watch her business start to grow. She's been a total trooper. So I'm just shouting Missy out for being coachable and being open to share what we have with others. So yay, Missy.
Thanks, Camille. Congratulations, Missy. And of course, lifting you up, Camille, for your leadership and the changes in your business and all in the ways in which you're growing and leading from the heart. Amazing, amazing. I'd like to welcome Christina to the call. Christina Wilton is a new brand partner in the group. She is a health coach and a really magnificent person that I've had the pleasure to get to know through another program. And I just want to welcome you here. This is our family. And not everybody is here, but we certainly have a lot of love for one another and a lot of support. And we're very fortunate, this group of really of like-minded, heart-centered individuals. This team is absolutely amazing. I know you're going to love it here.
Thanks, Michelle. Happy to be here.
Okay, so we have a couple other people to shout out. And if you know that this is happening for yourself or somebody on your team, please lift up their voice too. I believe we have 2 people that are starting to get the points for the 90-day track. And somebody has already, 2 people have been through the first 90 days and got those extra bonus points. So I'm just pulling up my notes. Bear with me. So Paylin and Anthony Logering on Rebecca's team received the Healthy Habit points this week. So I don't know if any of those people are on there. For Rebecca, you are available to come off mute and just let us know quickly about what kind of success you guys are having with the 90-day track. And maybe not. So Paylin is on my team. I don't see her on the call, but she is also somebody that hits UBT. She has people in Asia, so she really dug in and found somebody to help her ship to Asia and got through and helped even corporate learn the glitches about being in another country and how to navigate all of that. So she's been teaching all of us, and I'm really excited for her. And it looks like we have 2 UBTs from last week. So Jessie Burns and Melinda Dixon. I don't know let's see, Melinda is on Heidi Happen's team. Is Heidi here? I don't see Heidi. Camille, who's Heidi with, Rita?
Yeah, and she lives in
maybe.
France, so it's probably the middle of the night for her.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. So UBT is, of course, the rhythm of 3. When you have 3 people sign up with one of our signature kits, our qualifying kits, and have a smart order on file. So that's always very exciting, especially with the 90-day track. It's really nice because that smart order is just set up. We're already talking to people with the language of 90 days, so it's not as awkward. And I think it's making the flow a little easier. Jesse is my kiddo. He's not really a kid anymore. He's a young man. He's at college, and he's in Boulder. So a lot of moldy houses there, and a lot of concerned parents that want their kids to have better lifestyle choices, especially eating off a college buffet and drinking all the booze and stuff like that. So it's been nice to watch him lean into his nutrients and understand that he can still have nutrition and he can have the best of both worlds while taking care of himself. His friends are seeing it, his boss is seeing it, so he's had quite a few people support him, his grandparents, things like that. So it's been nice for him to come through quickly. So he also hit Fast Start Director this week, and so if there's anybody on your teams, I know Christina hit Fast Start Consultant, and I think Amy Stieg had Shaylee hit Fast Start Consultant this week, so I want to shout her out. And another brand partner hit Fast Start Consultant, Jill. So want to shout her out for her leadership. She was actually going to help with the call today. She has 3 or 4 new people in the scholarship. So she's just been really rising up into her own leadership and finding systems that work for her. And so I want to shout her out as well. Does anybody else have any other shout outs, people that they want to mention? Any fast starts, any new partners, anything really, even if it's a pat on the back for yourself, something we missed. This would be a great time. Okay, well, congratulations to everyone. So we're going to get right into it. So there's been a huge change with the scholarship application and the Peeps application. We're so blessed that corporate has gotten involved with the Million Mom movement to a greater degree, and these scholarships. And when the fruit and veggie pack came out last year, it was actually brought to us during Diamond Club. So Diamond Club is coming up in July. There's still plenty of time for people to qualify for that. The company will bring you out, pay for your hotel. They don't fly you out, but they pay for your hotel. And it's a 3-day event where there's training. You get to meet all the leaders in the top leaders in the company. It's a really big family. It's not competitive. It's really probably one of the most unique things I've ever been to. And I'm going to cry maybe a little bit, but it just cracked my heart wide open to see everybody just hugging each other from all different teams and lineage, and just how open and receptive and helpful everybody was, and the hugs and the gifts and the smiles and the stories, and people creating reels with other teams and all the collaboration that happened. It really makes our company unique. But one of the greatest things that happened there was that they rolled out the fruit and veggie pack. But when they rolled out the fruit and veggie pack, they really rolled out this new model of the scholarship, which they had started by going into a Native American community and helping this community, financially and with their food system. Native American communities are very high, have the highest rate of diabetes and other health issues. And, they don't necessarily have access anymore to the types of food and the meals that they used to prepare traditionally. And what we saw on the 1-year anniversary of this community coming back onto the Million Mom movement was that it changed everything for them. They were having green babies and people were getting along better. And it even changed the way they had celebrations and holidays together, and that the meals weren't westernized, and that they were really getting back to more traditional meals and healthy styles of eating. So it's a really great opportunity, and I know there's a little bit of mystery around it. So that's why I wanted to bring this to you in training today. I'm so thankful that Amy's here to help me. So there's a couple of websites, and if you don't have them in your boards already, I'd like to put them in your boards, and then we're just going to walk through how this happens and what you do. And so Amy's going to put both links in the chat, and we're also going to pull it up. So if you have the capacity, you can pull it up and follow along with us if you're not driving. And the first thing that you want to do, if you're talking to somebody and they can't afford it, they're in a lower socioeconomic or a disenfranchised community, and they really do want this kind of health and healing, and they feel motivated, then you would suggest that maybe this scholarship could be a good opportunity. You don't have to present it whatsoever. You just get to say to them, here is the link. I'd like you to go ahead and check it out. And then we'll have a conversation to see if you feel like this could be a good fit for you. So Melissa Henson language, right? Affirming language, already there language, also giving them the reins and letting them make the decision. So on this website, and Amy's going to pull it up, and we're going to start at not the BP one, but also just the regular page that we would send to people, and we'll take a look at it together. And you'll just let them know that on this webpage, there's an apply here tab, and to just hold off on actually applying until they have a conversation with you after looking through it. So one of the most important things I want to talk to you guys about before we go through all of this is that it's very important that if you're going to promote this scholarship, that you're also willing to go through the modules with them, at least your first group or your first person, so you know what you're doing. Otherwise, we don't want to just be like, hey, here's the scholarship, and leave it to basically Naeva to train a potential new brand partner for you. You are their upline support. You will be their upline support. And this is a slower track. This isn't a brand partner in the first month. It's the third month before they even become a brand partner. And it's a lot of support from you. So even understanding the page that you're putting them on is important. So let's go over it together today. So Amy, if you'll start scrolling, this is where we're going to be sending them. And it basically talks about the kinds of people that might really benefit from, or that would benefit from this type of scholarship. So recently we had a brand partner bring somebody that was a young gentleman that was going back to work. And after having a qualifying conversation, we realized that no matter what, he wants the nutrients, and within a month he'd be able to afford them. So the conversation I had with him was, why take the slow track when you can afford this in a month, right? So we want to be sure in the conversation. Shannon, are you raising your hand? Okay, sorry. I just see you right here in my window. So we want to be sure that, they don't have to fall exactly into one of these categories, but these are the types of people that really benefit from it, that we want to work with in empowering and changing their lives and their communities financially as well as health-wise. So just in your conversation, making sure that there's a desire there and there's a fire to learn more, and that they really don't know how they would ever afford this without something like this. So you can scroll down a little more, Amy. And if you guys have this on your computer, you don't have to wait for Amy to scroll. You can look at what this is, but you want to make sure that you read this before you put them on it, because then when you ask them, but what's exciting you most about the website that I shared with you, you know what they're speaking to and how Purium is putting this forward. So Purium believes that everyone has an equal opportunity, and that doing what you're most passionate about is integral to your success. So they want to train the partners into alignment with that mission, right? If you know this company or you've been with us for any length of time, you know that Dave and Amy are the most heart-driven people that put a lot of care into our superfoods. And we all know that by the way that we're feeling, by the way our clients are feeling, our customers are feeling, and that it really is changing lives. So they're stating that here. Okay, and they're designed for people who desire to be superfood entrepreneurs, who want to take health to the next level and show people how to transform their lives once and for all, so that they don't have to fall into the general collective of, I'm just getting old, this is how it is, and I'm going to be adding 1 to 3 medications a year as I get older. So Purium talks about who the ideal candidate is. So your potential candidate would be looking to see, whether this is resonating with them or they feel like they fit into it. And that's why that language is so important. I'm going to send you a website to see if you think this could be a good fit for you. If you want, write that down. The candidates receive 6 months of professional coaching and mentorship, both on the business model and the products. And so it's weekly lesson plans that take about 15 to 30 minutes to help learn about nutrition and develop success in our Purium economy, the green economy, Dave has coined it. And they also will receive superfoods every month that they finish their levels and their modules. Thanks, Amy, for putting that language. And we want to welcome, I see Paylin and a couple other people who popped in. So thanks for joining us. Maybe we can re-put these websites, these landing pages in the comments again for those that just joined us. And we're learning about the scholarship opportunity and how to move somebody through it. So sharing with the Peeps nominee. So to begin the process, we're just going to share the program with the nominee and determine their interest in learning more. So this is the link that we're sending them. So we're here. Okay. Is this the brand partner page, Amy, or is this the? Yep. So hop over to the other. You can hop over to the other page. So if you look up at the top, it says /Peeps-BP. So we're going to get to this page in a minute, but Actually, the one that we're sending to people would be the one that doesn't say dash BP at first. So let's see if we can flip to the other page. And it probably says the same thing. So let's scroll through this one. It's important for you to read both. There's going to be quite a bit of overlap, but this is the one that your brand partner will see themselves in. So here's the message again. Does that still say BP, Amy? Did I give you 2 BP web pages? Hang on one second.
You only give me one. Is this how you get to this one? Click here to view.
Yeah, let's see if it takes you there, and I will put this one in the chat for everyone as well. My apologies, I might have sent you the same one twice. So you can see now Amy put the BP one in. So Amy, if you look underneath it, that's the one I want you to be on right now, the one that just says Peeps. And this is the one that just says Peeps. Yep, you got it, is the one that you want to share with your nominees. So it's just going to explain to them about who we're looking for and everything that we talked about already. So this language is just a little different than the BP page, but same thing I already went over. So we can scroll down a little bit. But definitely familiarize yourself with this because this is what you're sending them. So let's take a look here. They'll receive an abundant supply of superfoods. So we're telling, scroll up just a little bit. Yep, there you go, right there. That they're going to receive up to $1,600 in retail value worth of superfoods during the program. And to remain eligible, they must meet the requirements laid out in the weekly and monthly agenda. So it's just a basic information page. In addition to the products, the professional training, and so that they have all the tools necessary to be successful. You can roll down a little more. And then they introduce them to Dave and Amy, which is nice, and what their mission is. So if they're interested, it's going to tell them what their first steps are. The first month is about aligning with the Purium community. And in the program, they're going to ask them to prove their desire to seek out this opportunity and that they want to work with us. So it goes on to explain that during the initial 2 to 3 weeks, nominees must attend the scholarship Zoom. And it's really all the weeks. I'm not sure why, but it's their pre-launch phase. So we're just talking about the first few weeks here, but it will be accountability through all of the weeks. Thanks for checking your mute when you come in. And then it gives them a little idea. There's going to be some videos so that you can get to know us. And then once they get through the first 2 levels, they're going to be receiving their first pack of superfoods, which is the fruit and veggie pack. By completing the first 6 weeks, they earn a complimentary brand partnership, and they will be ready to enter the economy. And then that's when they're working with their upline. So again, this is really important that you guys are setting it up so that you're also going through, especially with your first group, that you know exactly where people are at and you're going to be going through that with them. So when you talk to them, you can say, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to be right there so that I know all the ins and outs of what you're doing as well. So then the next step is talks to them about getting connected, which would be the second step in the nomination process. And I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. So it's important that you understand that the person nominating the nominee is an executive or above. And they're going to be bringing them to a connect call with their upline diamond or above. So for example, if I had a nominee, I did have a nominee, and even though I'm the upline diamond, I still had to have Mary Beth be the upline sponsoring, also sponsoring me and sponsoring and nominating. So if you have a partner who's not quite an executive yet, then you would actually be the nominator, and it would require your upline diamond. So for example, Amy is a diamond. If Amy had a brand partner that was a director that had a great candidate, Amy would be on an application, and so would I. she would actually be the nominator and I would be the upline diamond in this case. So maybe just put a 1 in the comments if that makes sense, and raise your hand if you have a question. Okay, great. So then the next step would be to submit the application. Now, we don't want them to do it right until they've had this qualifying conversation, and that upline diamond is going to go through a series of questions that we have lined out for them. We're basically asking them about their availability, about why they would even do something like this, about why this sounds exciting, what their why is, helping them map out the potential meetings on the calendar, and really qualifying them for need. And so once that's all determined in the upline chat, then we would have the person go back and apply. The nominator would also put in an application, and the upline qualifying diamond would also put in an application. So there's 3 applications per nominee. So this just tells them a little bit about the nomination process and then what's expected of them. They'll begin weekly assessments to remain eligible and graduate to each next level. So once you reach the required benchmarks, you keep requalifying to maintain that scholarship. Excuse me. So now it talks a little bit about the levels. So maybe go take it up to level 1. Yep, perfect. And then, so right here, I want to just talk to you for a moment about the levels. So level 1 is modules 1 and 2. This is the only point in the scholarship that you can accelerate the scholarship. What do I mean by that? Everything else is based on accountability, and when you finish a certain amount of weeks, you get the next pack sent to you, or you get the next upgrade, or you continue to reaffirm your scholarship. But in the first 2 weeks, or in the first 2 levels, you don't have product yet. You're filling out your initial health assessment, but you haven't ingested anything as a nominee. And so you can actually get it done in 3 days and have your fruit and veggie pack sent out to you. So I think that's a really important thing to distinguish here, is that they can take the full month to get qualify for their fruit and veggie pack, or they can do it in whatever amount of time less than that. So earmark that note, because a lot of people do want to get their products. Now, one thing I will say, that when they do get their fruit and veggie pack, that's when they become a client. So if somebody was to be accepted, a group of people just got accepted on the 15th for scholarship, but they can't order anything because they don't exist in the system yet. They're not going to exist in the system. You're not going to see them in your downline. They're nowhere yet because they don't have product and they haven't completed their first set of modules. Once they do, whether it's on day 3 or day 30, account gets created by corporate. The fruit and veggie pack is sent out. You will see it in your back office, but you won't earn commissions on it, and you don't get the points for it because it was a free product sent by corporate. So that's why it's important. Now, we have somebody in the Million Mom Movement, Carmela, who has several, I think she's probably around 10 recipients. And the first graduating class is actually coming through is hers. And, she's laying a foundation for her business, but she didn't get any of those points until they actually became a brand partner and had their first coupon and the free nutrients part was over. So I also want you to know that. We did have a brand partner that's kind of telling everybody about the scholarship, and I had to remind them, while you're getting all these people through scholarship, you're not going to see your business growing for months. So, it's awesome to help people, and, don't focus everything on scholarship recipients. It's not the way to grow your business now. It's laying foundation for future growth. So just to be clear on that note. So let's see. So they get their fruit and veggie pack, and then they start submitting their next health assessments now that they've got nutrients in there. And then they qualify for their core 4. And at that point, they could be eligible to upgrade to brand partnership. Usually it's in month 3 or level 3. There'll be weekly health assessments. And that's not something that you can rush because there are actual changes happening in your body. So during this time, basically what you're doing in the modules, and we're going to take a look at that in a moment, is you're watching videos that have the answers to the test. You have a health assessment and a meeting that they come into. So one of the things I definitely help them do is make sure that they can make those meetings and their check-ins and get their homework done. Not hard. It's not hard at all. It takes a few minutes of time. And if, people are starting a business, then they get to really be invested. Okay, so then we're looking at level 3. Once that's completed, modules 7 through 10, and they share a gift card. One must be redeemed to qualify. They complete the progressive health assessment. They qualify to receive their 3rd supply of Purium, which is the ULT. So that's super exciting. One thing I did want to say is once they are created and they're in the system, they're actually allowed to order on their account because they have an account. So that's really good news. We had somebody just get their fruit and veggie pack and they asked what they could add to round that out. So we added ionic elements and to go with the Aloe Digest so that they could experience the Biomatic because they were still on a budget. So that the ionic elements and Aloe Digest is our milder version of Biomatic. And they also got the aminos. So kind of like our maintenance pack to some degree, and you can kind of look at it like that, or they can order whatever they want. So the 3rd supply of superfoods is the fruit and veggie pack, then the core 4, then the ULT again. So this is how they move you through the modules depending on where you are with your business. Again, you have training the whole time, but the reason why it's important is because NAIVA isn't, there's training set in place, but it's up to you to be the upline. Okay, so she'll be on an upline chat and answer questions as we go, but it's really your job to help move people through the modules. Okay, Amy. Does anybody have questions right now before we carry on to the BP page?
I have a quick question,
Michelle. Go ahead, Camille.
Hey, I'm just having a conversation with my brand partner right now. And she has a customer that the customer's daughter ordered. So they have an account in the household. I don't know if the daughter lives in the household or not, but this woman would be a great candidate for the scholarship. Would she be able to apply considering there's like someone in the family that has an account already?
Yeah. A really good question. So, yes, absolutely. So as long as she has never had an account and she has never placed an order with Purium, she can. And if your brand, let's say your brand partner isn't an executive yet, then you would be the nominator and it would look like it's attached to you. And when she gets into the partnership portion of it, then corporate will move her under her daughter. Does that make sense? And did that answer your question? Am I glitching out or frozen, you guys? Camille, I can't hear you anymore.
You're muted.
Sorry, yeah, I was on mute. It's automatic. Apologies. So she's not my direct. Her upline is executive. And then either Rebecca or myself could be the diamond sponsor.
Yeah.
So
we have a script. So then in that case, the upline executive or whatever the upline is, if they're an executive or a diamond or whatever from that brand partner would be the nominator. And then they would get moved to under that particular partner, whether they become an executive or not, but then one of you would be the qualifying conversation and you would have to put in also a nomination form.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
And it looked like at the very bottom of that, which is something I haven't caught yet, but if they, I mean, maybe you can just read it. If they do something in particular, let's see what it is. Reaching these milestones faster than the specified timeline, like let's just say they're sharing, they get their core 4 plus immune, which, or core 4, sorry, I always say plus immune, it's habit now. They get their core 4, which pops them into a brand partnership, and they are already sharing. That means that they might hit a level faster than they get a ULT plus performance pack. So within the 6 months. So I'll have to check with Naive on whether that means like the whole thing, like getting through all the modules faster or just each module or one module or whatever. So that's really good news. And then let's go over to the brand partner page. So let's say this person is like, wow, this is really amazing. What's resonating with you the most? I really like that, this and that. Okay, great. So then you'll let them know next steps. I'm going to schedule a call with my mentor, with a friend in the business that has been helping me, and we're going to talk about next steps, and she'll be your qualifying conversation to determine next steps. So basically, now we're going to go over to the BP page. So you would schedule the conversation with the upline diamond of the executive, nominating executive. And Amy, can you go to the BP page now and go to the top, like kind of where we left off on the BP one? Okay, so here, now we're here at Let's Get Connected. So after you schedule the follow-up connect call with your upline leader, diamond or higher, be sure to inform the nominee that the mentor will join you on the call and help explain the program, additional support along the way. And then the connect calls, why connect calls are important. You know, this isn't just something we do in our lineage, but it's also something that corporate really understands, this third-party edification, the mentorship, and the firsthand experience. So let's say something happens with your executive and they drop out of the business for some reason, this person will still have support. And that's why the second upline person is required on the nomination. Okay, so we do have a script that for the upline diamonds to go through these conversations. I started talking about that a little bit ago. Once they determine, yeah, this would be a really good fit, we'll send the candidate back to the Peeps page and they'll click that apply here. And then if you go to step 3, yep, you'll see that you can send them the link here. So now if you guys have opened this on your computer, we can all do this right now. We can submit the nomination form. You could submit the upline leader form. You can submit a nominee and pretend you're a nominee. You just kind of put in like fake account under name or something. So Naiva knows to disregard it and she understands who her recipients are. So she'll know that we're doing a training, but I will encourage you. So maybe we can look at the nominee application first, Amy, and just click on that link. And if you guys have this up, please follow along. Let's get started. Post the date of the call you had with the mentor. So let's put in 4/20. You could just put mock account or fake account or testing. And so for those of you who are driving or you're not looking at your camera, it asks the date It asks the date of the call, it asks the email, it asks the name of the person applying. And so this is a candidate applying. It asked a phone number. It's asking what the number one thing motivating you to apply for this program. So hopefully the upline diamond followed the script and actually helped get this out of them. What's lighting you up about this opportunity? Why would you do this right now? So, what would this mean for your family? What would keep you motivated to stay in the program even when life gets in the way? So, why do you want to do this, right? It's their why. Okay, and hopefully they'll be a little bit more descriptive. Obviously, Amy is plugging through here, but it could be just that. Are you currently employed? It would be yes or no. Let's say the candidate is a no. If yes, what's the nature of your work? You could put not employed, or if they're a server, or if they're, a mechanic, or if it's not applicable, or stay-at-home mom. Excellent. I mean, don't booty yourself there. How many hours? How many hours a week do you work? If this is not applicable, then you could put not applicable. If it is, then you put how many hours a week you work. What is your current annual income? Well, if you made 55,000, you probably wouldn't need the scholarship, but it's okay. That would be something to catch on the Connect call. Okay, and then it's asking head of household on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how would you rate your social media comfort level and experience? And then it's just a drop down for 1 to 10. Describe the presence. So it could be Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or it could just be Facebook, or it could be I only email. There's no wrong answers here, and this client is going to be filling it out on their own. Okay, so if there's more than one platform, okay, there you go.
Michelle, do you know why this says 1, 2, and 3? It says what platforms are you on? Why would it say 1, 2, or 3?
I'm not sure, but that's a great question, and I will ask it of Naiva. For right now, you can just check off what you are, and then and maybe you have more than one page potentially, but well, it might be primary, secondary, tertiary, or like.
Doesn't really make
but
sense.
I will ask.
I would check on that. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's just asking, have you ever posted anything that received a big response? And if so, what was the last one that happened? So maybe birth of a baby, or graduation, or graduating from Institute of Regenerative Health, or whatever they want to put. And then just honestly answering, are you willing to increase your visibility on social media? And then what are your handles? So now it's just asking, you're right. So whatever the page is, or whatever the Facebook is. There you go. And then how would this scholarship change your life physically? So this could be anything that they're typing. And really, we just wanted to take you through this so that you know what they're going to be filling out. It's important for you to be involved. If you're nominating somebody, this isn't a one and done and just throw the scholarship at them and they're on their way. We get to really understand what they're doing. The next question is, how would the scholarship change your life financially? Fiddlesticks. And how would this scholarship change your life emotionally? You know? So people might answer this in a various number of ways. If I had money, I'd be more relaxed. I'd be more fun to be around. I'd be able to take my kids places. I'd be able to get the red and the blue dress. I'd be able to eat organic all the time. And then maybe this is a picture of the family or the person and their partner or just them. It says upload a picture that represents who the scholarship will benefit. You can just click OK. I don't know that it's necessary. And anything else the person wants to share, and then click submit. That's it. All right. So we got a couple more things to get through and we have about 10 minutes. So we'll go a little faster on the other end. So if you go up to the top again, or just back up to that section, let's just click on really quickly and we'll go through the nomination form together. And then we'll wrap up with the breakdown. So as Amy is going through the same thing, welcome. As a sponsor, you play a key role. Let's start with your email. You can keep clicking through them if you want. Oh, yep, sorry. Okay, full name, Purium ID, current paid as rank, okay, Christina, thanks for being here. The name of the upline diamond who's sponsored. The scholarship nominee's name. Phone number. The date. What category you think they fit into or just other. Single moms, Native American, Indigenous, examples. Scholarship nominees should be considered for the following reasons. Why do you think this candidate is a good candidate? This particular one and the diamond one that gets filled out are exactly the same. It's just that one person is going to be the nominator and the other one is going to be the qualifier. So Amy's writing, if they're in need, they're motivated, and they're coachable. And that is one of the questions we ask on the qualifying call. Do you feel like you're coachable? What style of coaching do you respond to? So those are things that we would put down. That's it. So easy, you guys. Okay, so let's go back. This last part is so exciting, you guys. So it breaks down the levels again for us. So we already went through that on the Peeps page. And it just tells what they're going to get at what level. Again, that level 1, 2, that level 1 is where they can accelerate, and then re-explains everything to the brand partner. Now click here to see the full course modules. Guess what? You don't have to be a scholarship recipient to go through this. So for example, let's say you have a scholarship recipient or you don't, maybe you just have a new brand partner. They can go through this. If you look here, so maybe, I don't know if you can make it any bigger, Amy, but the first thing we want to do is make sure that they have the meetings in their calendar, that we have the meetings in our calendar. Most of these were on anyways. The Thursday accountability Zoom, it's nice for you to be there because then you get to hear all of the recipients and how they're doing and where they feel stuck. And, you know, it shows support. Program. So I can't always be on a Thursday. I'm essentially the sponsor. Move through at the rate of 1 per week. Like I said, those first couple ones, if you still have me, those first couple ones are, you can move through faster. part of owning the business is communicating. So we absolutely understand that life gets in the way. We had somebody today, Amy Steegs, had to go somewhere with her son at the last minute. And she put that in the chat. And actually, one of the girls said, we have to go somewhere on Thursday. It's for a health meeting for somebody who's sick in their family. And the response was, and actually Naive is on that chat too, and the response is just really great job. We understand life gets in the way sometimes, and that's okay. The whole point is for you to communicate with the people that you're partnered with. Okay, hi Rebecca, I saw you for a second. So just really encouraging them. Sometimes we can't make the meetings. It's okay. Just getting the homework done and being in integrity means communicating, communicating in your business. Where would we be if we didn't communicate? Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit more and just take a quick look at the modules, and we can wrap up and do some questions really quick. So this is it. If you have that accountability form right there, if that Amy is just scrolling past right now, if you have a brand partner that is not a scholarship recipient, they would not go to the meetings and they would not fill out the accountability forms. They would just do this. They would watch the video, take the quiz, watch the video, take the quiz, watch the video, take the quiz. And I recommend that you all do this at least one time. And honestly, it's an incredible way to train new people. So go ahead and just keep scrolling, because then you'll see she's only about a quarter of the way through the page right now, but here's all the modules. They're all right here. You can fill out the quizzes. You're going to want to do it at least once. And then you'll see, now you see this little mark right here. It says, start implementing something new weekly, which is watching 10 testimonials from iShare. So it could be business testimonials, product testimonials, transformation testimonials. They're going to be writing those down in their trackers every week. And then they do that right before, or as they start on module 5. And then there's memory joggers, and they're filling out accountabilities, and they're going to the meetings every week. And this is it. Paycheck matrix. We're going to show them how to put their phone to work. We're teaching them, and this is like you guys, right? How many questions do we all have about the greens or the yellow digest? Or, these are things that corporate put together to train people. So that's really, really wonderful. I recommend that you have new brand partners, take a look at this and walk through it, and maybe do it with them. It might become your new training program. Okay, so now level 2, they're getting into the next set of modules, and so on and so forth. So they're talking about fast start and the boards training and the business blog and where to find everything. I mean, this is probably more than we got. So to go through this and see what your knowledge is can really, help and enhance your business. So we can go and scroll all the way to the bottom, Amy, and just see if there's anything. Your future and focus, it talks about Diamond Club. So even some of you guys asked a little bit about Diamond Club. You can go and look at what Diamond Club is and what corporate has to say about what Diamond Club is. Here's their account. Let's see, is there anything else at the bottom? What page link are the modules on? So this is on the Peeps BP page, and it's at the bottom, view modules. Great question. So I recommend opening your boards. And if you don't have a board yet, there's a board for important links, or you can put a scholarship board, make your own board. Just, make sure you have these things. The book report, Toxin That Came to Dinner. So these are all parts of the modules, and then just keep going all the way. It just says what the next thing is. Enroll at least one new brand partner or a customer. We're going to go over the compensation plan with them. There's a weekly business tracker, how to write your story, and then the Million Mom Movement Sad to Rad flip book, and some other great tools. Okay, So we have a couple of minutes, and I'm happy to answer questions right now and see if this was helpful. Put an 8 in the comments, my favorite number, if this was helpful. And then you can just come off mute if you have a question or raise your hand about anything that came up during the call. And then put a 5 in the comments if during this call you might have thought of somebody, or that you feel like this is something that you can really use. And then the nice thing is the Million Mom Movement is continuing to put tools together so that you can go into communities and understand who to talk to or where to go, and to get these conversations started in different ways. My incoming BP might really leverage this where she lives. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of places: women sheltered, single moms, indigenous communities, LGBTQ. There's places where disenfranchised or low socioeconomic status people are looking for resources. There's soup kitchens that you can bring on board. There's churches that you could go to and leverage. So really, this is great. So would anybody like to come off mute and share their voice and share a takeaway, or share something that resonated with them, or that is exciting, or that anything? We'd love to just have a couple people share their voice.
I have a couple questions, Michelle. Thank you so much. This is awesome. And sorry, I was a little late coming onto this. So I think I heard you say that it can't be, it has to be someone who's not on the Purium back office whatsoever. It can't be like an existing customer, even if it's someone who only ordered once and never ordered again or something like that. But it has to be someone who's brand new.
Great question. So I would say if they haven't ordered in 6 months, kind of like what the rule is about moving people or starting over, that we could potentially make an
Oh, okay, that's good to know. And then I also, when Amy was filling out that form for the sponsor, I think there was like a question that, oh wait,
it's the Million Mom Movement, it's corporate, habit out of telling people that, but yes.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, when Amy was filling out the form, there was a question in that.
Oh, and it had like a list of like what category would this person sit under or like qualify. Is that list somewhere else? So you can kind of see like the different populations we're really trying to give more access to.
Yeah. It's really in need that shows a desire. So it's in, and if you go to either one of those
We're losing you a little, Michelle. And I think it's Michelle's internet, not you, Madeline.
Oh, okay. Sorry, because it kept cutting out, and I'm like, oh no, I can't hear what she said. But yeah, it must be her internet. Okay, thank you, Amy.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? At the top of the Peeps page, there's those boxes that say those groups of people that might benefit, and so really we're really looking at a need. So yes, there is. You got it. Great questions, Madeline. Anybody else? Or do you have any others? All right, so I'm going to put the link to the Million Mom Movement event page so you can go and register for Friday's call. Carolina, who used to be the rock star form of SEMA, would like to be called by her given name, and Carmela and Toss and I are out of town this Friday, so Jody and Stephanie Dunn are actually sitting in and co-hosting with Naiva this week, and they're doing total kitchen transformations, like with Naiva this week. Movement official page too as well. We're really doing our best to grow our community, so please like us on all of our platforms. And so, did anybody catch any of that? Somebody shake your head yes if you got it. Okay. So,
I think I'm going to close this out, Michelle. It's not working out. So I just dropped the link to the Million Mom Movement link tree. You can go there. Be sure to register for tomorrow's call. There's the second link on there is join us on Fierce Friday. You can register. You can share that. I think that links to a, I believe it links to, it just goes right to the Zoom call. So if you can be sharing these calls with your community too. If you're new, you can do a live and talk about the Million Mom Movement, and that can count as a widen your reach. And also just go to the Million Mom Movement and actually take the pledge and join the community. There's a lot of good movement or good information there. So thank you for your time. And if there's anything else, I think we're good. We're over 4. So have a wonderful day, everybody.